Hello YouTube, KoBra here again, and yeah, I thought today I'd show you some fighter gameplay in World of Warplanes, and I'm actually flying in the Japanese fighter, the A6M5. I think it's quite a cool aircraft, quite well known also from movies like I think Pearl Harbor it's in, and probably a ton of other movies, maybe some other games. It's a historically well known aircraft. And I thought I'd show you some gameplay and how you can use it efficiently in World of Warplanes. So yeah, here we go. Let's check the map, and you can see that we have some air bases out there. So when I'm flying my fighters, I always tend to go to these air bases first. So when people of your team get shot down, they can spawn at the air base as well. So let's go there and see what we can do. It's at the same time a quite beautifully looking aircraft, so until I get to the airbase I have time to admire it. Okay, here we go. Let's make fun of myself here by some bad aimed shots. Okay, that's a heavy fighter, so always in those air bases, actually in all bases you have the light and the heavy fighters that are defending it. So here you have a light one, it's also indicated after the name. The light ones actually fly lower altitude. Here we captured the airbase. And are a lot more maneuverable, so yeah, it might be a little bit hard to go after the heavy fighters with a regular fighter. Yeah, I didn't figure out the tactic for multi-rolls yet, actually. It's quite difficult. But you have a lot more firepower, but just when a fighter gets behind you, you really need some teammates to help you out there. Or maybe you can use your higher speed in a linear way to get away from the fight and disengage and then turn around and then engage again. So let's see. We almost captured this zone here, so let's see if we can help out still. So this is a fight I don't want to take, and I see now that I probably made a quite stupid mistake by going in here because there are quite a lot of enemies here. Yeah, so it's never going to happen. And you can also see that, so this is a garrison. The most basic sector you can capture. It will only provide you with +3 resources, so it's not that useful as a sector. But you can also see that when they're destroying, the enemy is destroying aircraft in that sector, then they will actually capture it, shown by the circle around it, and when the circle is full, then they have captured the sector and it's theirs. And then it will be locked for, I think, 30 seconds or something. And then we can try and capture it again. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. Let me see. It's still quite crowded there, so I have to be careful going in there. And what's happening? Fire down as well. That's another one. What do we have here? Thunderbolt. That's not too maneuverable here, so I should be able to. Oh, that's quite fast actually. But you can see it's flying away from me now, so I have to be quick here. Actually, it got away, so. Just catch it. You can see that the red circle is decreasing now, so I'm actually slowly capturing the zone. So this is a heavy air defense aircraft, so it's actually somewhat harder for me to destroy, especially when another one is on my tail. And they only need a few shots to destroy me, so I'm actually having a hard time here. Oh, and it actually rammed into me. Okay, wow, I didn't know they did that. So yeah, now you can see that I actually made no progress in capturing this sector, so that's a shame. Yeah, well shit. We're losing quite hard also. You can see actually that most people are now focusing on the mining plant, which is a valuable sector, but it's quite hard to capture with a regular fighter because I don't have any... you can actually see here in the left bottom corner the armament from this aircraft, and you can see that I only have 220 mils and 2 autocannons and 2, what is it, 13.2 machine gun, so they are very effective in taking down aircraft, but not so effective in destroying ground targets. So I can actually still go to the mining plant to defend my own aircraft, but yeah, maybe this is more like a video how not to fly a fighter. So here you can see an enemy attack aircraft, and you can see that it's quite durable. You actually don't have like armor mechanics, just like a golf tank, but it just works with HP. And this thing just has a lot of HP. But now I want to focus on this light because it's way easier to kill. You can see that the circle is almost not red anymore, so if I kill this one, which is actually harder than I thought. You can see that, oh, that huh? Oh wait, that was actually a player. But now we captured the garrison, so that's nice. Kill the Typhoon. So now you can see that some of my team are actually going to the mining plant, so maybe I'm going there to defend and help them capture it. But the mining plant doesn't actually have defense aircraft, so computer players defending it, so I cannot really help capture it, but I can help defend my own aircraft there. So let's go for that. Oh, and it's already over. So that went quite quick. You can see that when one of the team acquired all the resources necessary, then the game is over, and the amount changes by, I think, by the map you're on, and also by the game type it is, because sometimes you have the same map but with different sectors. So sometimes it's 400, sometimes it's 800, sometimes 600, stuff like that. I've never seen more than 800, by the way. So that went quite quick. Let's go over the results. So here we are at the results screen. So yeah, obviously a defeat. Just like in World of Tanks, you can actually see the medals you got. So I think you have a separation in yeah, like less impressive medals and more impressive medals. So yeah, what do we have? Subjugator, effective fire, flying start. So this is the ranking combat group. Okay, quite nice. Flying warrior for some mission apparently. I don't know what. So this is quite interesting because you have like this grade system here, and per type of aircraft it's different what you have to do to achieve a higher grade. And I think like you have the grade system and you have the personal points. You can see them with the silver star marked. And actually I think both of them determine how many experience you will get in the end. So, oh sorry, this is not the personal points. The personal points are here. So I achieved over 6,000 personal points, but my experience is almost 1,000. And with a fighter you can see, so this is always the same for a fighter, you can achieve a higher grade when you are defending a sector and destroying aircraft. You can, in general, destroy aerial targets, which I did quite a lot, but apparently none while defending a sector that was ours. And you can achieve capture points for yeah, taking over enemy sectors. So I don't know all the details because I think I didn't take over a lot of sectors, but maybe you also get points for trying or something, I'm not sure. So, and when you fill them up all the way, then you get grade 1 fighter in this case, and then you will get a maximum bonus boost, I think. Yeah, so that's cool. And then I think always the most interesting, what is this? Oh, those are all the missions. Pretty basic, I would say. And then you can go to the team score screen. That's always the most interesting. So what I explained in my last video was that there are actually a lot of bots in the game. So here I can see that 3, 4. There are actually 9 actual players here, and 4 on my team. No, wait, sorry, I excluded myself. So 10, 10 actual players, and 5 on both teams. And then you can see that most of the time the actual players end up in the top half of the screen. And yeah, I don't know, I don't know what happened with this kind of players. Maybe those are like bots then. Yeah, but then different kinds. But in general, you will see that if people understand the game a little bit, then they will end up above 5,000 personal points. So I only barely made that in this case. Yeah, but here, and then you can also see from players what they did. Ground targets destroyed. It might be nice to look at that when you're destroyed, for example, by the same player over and over again. You can see what kind of player they are, and you can see how many games they played. So battle results, I can here see. Let's wait till it loaded. Oh wow, so this player almost has its 10k battles completed, and I see also some tier 10 aircraft in its list, so that's not quite my level, but hope to get there one day. But yeah, that's what you can see from it, and yeah, to evaluate the game itself more, you can see that maybe I should have stayed in some sectors to defend it a little bit more, and yeah, like next to capturing sectors, of course, it's also valuable to keep your sectors for a longer time. But in this case, we barely had any sectors, so there was not a lot to defend. Yeah, so that's yeah, just like World of Tanks, it depends a lot on your team if you have a good game or not. Yeah, what more? I think I could have looked at the map a little bit more. So actually, you should constantly be looking at the map. Just to see what your team is doing, with what sectors you have captured, where the enemy is focusing their firepower, and what types of aircraft are where. So when you see only attack aircraft and bombers going to a mining plant, for example, then as a fighter you might say, oh, let's go there as well to defend them in case some heavy fighters come in from the enemy. So yeah, actually, it's not a bad idea to have your your top key pressed a lot of the time during battle. And especially in between capturing sectors, you're flying to a new sector, and yeah, you're not actually busy flying, so you can just keep your map open and think about what you're going to do in the next sector and where you should go next. So yeah, I think that makes it also a little bit more fun. In World of Tanks, it's not quite so. Then you're not really flying from sector to sector. So then you also have your map in the bottom then, and you can see it all the time. That's not the case here. So but you have time in between the sectors here to look at your map. Yeah, what more is to say about it? I think this game, it was a very quick game, and it was also not very balanced because we barely had 200 points when the enemy team already won. So a lot of the games it's actually a lot closer than that. But in this case there was not a lot we could do about it, and yeah, I would say better luck next time. So yeah, next time we're going to look at a different aircraft type, but for now I will leave it to this. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.